Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm going to make it short and sweet. It's Wednesday, so I just got back. I'm very, very blessed to have a church right down the road, and man, it's just got like 15 people. It's just the right size, and everybody gets to participate. And the pastor is focusing on Revelations, and that's, the older I get and the more I read the Bible, the more I find wisdom in that book. It's just an amazing, amazing book. And Revelations is an amazing chapter. We're studying the Antichrist and how things will pan out in the end times, and it's so aligned with what's going on in today's world. So I'm going to make this short and sweet. I can ramble on about all kinds of different topics, but one real quick thing, the Bible verse in Revelations that talks about the mark of the beast in your right hand or your forehead. And the Bible was written over 2,000 plus years ago. It could have just said there will be a mark on your hand and your forehead. That could have ended with that sentence, right? But instead it went on to say will be required to buy and sell anything. So that's an amazing correlation to say there will be a mark placed on individuals by the Antichrist, and it will be required to buy and sell anything. And so that's just one of many prophecies in Revelations. I mean, the more I read from Revelations and the more I read of the Bible in general, the more wisdom I find in it. So I'm just amazed with that book. But I could go on and on. I wanted to make this a short and sweet. So if you get a chance, definitely read Revelations. The other thing I wanted to mention is Michael Moore's coming out with that movie, and I haven't seen it yet, but it's attacking capitalism. And if you're gonna defend, your philosophy, right? And for anybody that's worth their salt, they need to have a philosophy about life, and they need to have opinions, and they need to have researched and developed their own opinions. And so, if you're going to support capitalism, you need to know how to defend it properly. And I know I've mentioned this several times, but Ayn Rand wrote a book called Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal, and it's one of the best books, if not the very best book that I've ever seen that defends capitalism as being the only moral and ethical system for a free society. And James David Manning made a video recently and said God is a capitalist, and I agree with that. There's 3 other books that I want to mention, and I've reread them all recently. They're very short, and I listened to them on audible.com, and they're just amazing. They're very prophetic, and they're not religious books. One of them is 1984 by George Orwell. It's an amazing book, and it's so prophetic on what's going on today with Big Brother. And they have Hate Week, and they have these people that gather in front of these big television screens. And this society that he talks about is in perpetual war. There's war all the time, and the screen will show like the enemies getting killed and body parts going up everywhere. And the people will just get into a frenzy of hate and be, cheering that the enemy is getting killed. And there's also this room at the end of the book. They talk about room 101, I think is what the number is. And nobody knows what's in room 101. It's a very suspicious room, but they can read your thoughts, right? And so room 101 is different for every person. And so it's like your worst fear, right? Your worst fear is in room 101, and it's different for everybody. And I don't want to give it too much away for myself, but room 101 would be filled with wasps. I just have a thing about wasps my own self. So everybody's room 101 is different, and mine is a room full of wasps. But anyway, 1984, you got to read it, man. If you haven't read it recently and you read it a long time ago and you forgot most of it, it's worth rereading. Another George Orwell book is Animal Farm. It's a very short book. It talks about how the animals take over the farm from the humans, and there's a pig named Napoleon that sets himself up as a dictator, but he wasn't a dictator initially. He just turns into that over time. And eventually Napoleon, who is the pig, that he becomes indistinguishable from the human who used to run the farm. And then you also have Snowball, and Snowball in the book is almost like Osama bin Laden. Everything that goes wrong they blame on Osama bin Laden. And so I'm kind of wondering, every September 11th we get this mysterious message from Osama bin Laden, right? And he's supposed to spook us, and we're supposed to be so scared from Osama bin Laden all the time. And the government just, I believe they play those videos. I doubt they're even authentic. But Snowball in Animal Farm is like Osama bin Laden, because all the animals, anytime something goes wrong, they blame Snowball. And yet Snowball's been gone for ages. And Bhutto, I forget her first name, but she was fisting to, she got assassinated, and I think it was Pakistan. But she said that Osama bin Laden, everybody knows that he's dead, right? And so, but yet the government keeps releasing messages every September 11th from Osama bin Laden. It's the same thing with Snowball. But if you have not read Animal Farm, you got to go reread the book, man. It's a great book. It's very prophetic for what's going on today. And the third book I want to recommend is Brave New World, right? Brave New World is written by Aldous Huxley. I just reread that as well, and that is a great book. I mean, it's like you can really see where they're going. First of all, if I'm just going to assume that you believe in God, I'm going to assume that you believe you have an eternal soul, and that you will stand before the Creator one day, and the Creator who created not only us, but every living thing and the actual entire universe, and that you will be held responsible for how you use this life. And so this life becomes a very precious thing, and your focus is not on glorifying yourself in this world, but it's on standing before your Creator, because you believe there is a Creator. But going back to Brave New World, if you don't believe in a Creator, right, and you believe that this life is all there is, and that you're just a collection of highly arranged matter, you can develop a system like Brave New World, because your fundamental philosophy is different than, say, someone who has faith in God. So if you get a chance, I highly recommend you reread Brave New World. All of the sexual immorality that we see, and teaching sexual immorality to kids, it's all throughout that book, right? It gives you the baseline from where the godless liberals are coming from, and it gives you the society that a godless liberal would build if they had their way. And it destroys the family unit. Matter of fact, in Brave New World, there is no such thing as mothers and fathers anymore. They grow babies out of test tubes. But you just got to read Brave New World. It's an incredible book. It's very prophetic for today's age. And when you read these three books, right? These three books are not even religious books. I don't even know if George Orwell believed in God, or Aldous Huxley either. But these books are so prophetic on what's going on in the world today, that it just kind of opens your eyes, and you start to see the path that we're going down. And it's so blatant. It's like things become a lot more clear. Anyway, I don't even know how much time I used up. I wanted to make this very quick. The last thing I'll say is that gold is fixing to go through the roof, in my opinion. Gold, throughout the history of mankind, has been the currency of last resort. And we know the dollar is about to fail. And I got some awesome quotes. I mean, these quotes are just tremendously awesome about when destroyers appear among men, they destroy gold and they leave paper currency in its place. So I don't have a fetish for gold. I don't worship gold. Gold is not my idol. I believe that the entire physical universe will fade away one day, including all gold and silver and all things physical. But you should know that gold, just like the Constitution of the United States, is an enemy to these elitist globalist bastards. Gold stands in their way, and they don't like it, right? It's an enemy, because when the dollar starts to devalue, gold will start to rise, and it will rise based upon a lack of faith in our current government system. So anyway, I'm making a prediction that gold's about to go through the roof in the next few months, the next few years, whatever it takes. But it will go up. There's no doubt about that in my mind. I could go on and on. There's just so much going on in the world. I kind of jumped around on you tonight, but I wanted to get a video out, being Wednesday night, and have it uploading as I go to sleep. I hope everyone's having a great, doing well. I know times are crazy, but let's just do the best that we can, and whatever come may come, and let's be proud when we stand in front of our Creator. Let's think about how precious this life is that we've been given. Let's love one another, and even if people are going to attack us, we'll attack back. I mean, I'm not a violent man. I know that a lot of my patriot brothers and sisters are not violent, but if you attack us, we're no longer going to become just people who make videos and do a lot of talking. We will retaliate with overwhelming force with everything we got, because I would rather die a free man than live a slave. And I know that a lot of you think exactly the same way. So let's keep on trucking, and God bless every one of you. And that's my rambling for tonight. Take care.